Hello, church. I was startled last Wednesday, which was my first full day in the office, right at about 11 o'clock, when I heard a shout from down the hall, "I need some fresh air." Kind of just smiled and thought to myself, I'm going to like working here with these people. But it was in that moment I was introduced to one of the great traditions of our church, one of the traditions of our Greenville Free Methodist Church staff. Because in a second, I heard another voice shouting, "Give me 5 minutes and I'll join you." And then a third voice, "Just let me change my shoes." Well, soon, I found myself here in the hallway, with many of our other staff members, I myself having changed my shoes, getting ready to take a walk around our building. Apparently, 3 circles around the church, one that has a little extra jaunt out to the street, is the equivalent of a good mile walk. So on nice days, when the weather's not 95 degrees or it's not pouring down rain, our staff has a habit of taking a little break to get some fresh air late every morning. During last week's walks, we talked. We talked about what God was doing in our lives, and we talked about ministry in the life of our amazing church. We talked about all the great things that I could expect during my first week at Durley Family Camp. We talked about God's vision for our church and God's vision for Bond County. We talked about how privileged we are to get to be a part of all that God is doing. And as we walked, we prayed. As we literally walked around the building, we prayed for the ministries of our church. We prayed for the work of the Holy Spirit that God is doing in this place. We prayed for all the different ministries, like ministries of worship, ministries to children and youth and older adults. We prayed for our prayer ministries. We prayed for our maximum impact ministries. We prayed for the things we're doing in the local community and things that are making an impact literally around the world. We just prayed that the Holy Spirit every day would literally encircle our wonderful church, both literally, the building, and figuratively. Prayed that the Holy Spirit would give fresh breath to our kingdom service. But it was also good to just get some fresh air. I don't know what your year's been like. It's been a year full of, stuffiness, I think, for me. It's been a year where I've experienced a lot of people who, they seem to feel like they're suffocating. And maybe this year you feel like you're drowning, just grasping for spiritual air. For 2020, for me, sometimes it was just a year of, almost holding my breath, waiting for what God was going to do to bring new life into my life. But it was in the midst of those walks last week that I was reminded that as Jesus himself made known in the power of the Holy Spirit, that really is my life-giving breath. And, we can survive for 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and really 30 days or more without food or shelter. But I can't survive a moment without God's presence in my life. So welcome to our new sermon series, Elemental Faith. And welcome to this opportunity to examine what it means to let Jesus be the air that we breathe, our source of life-giving water, our strong shelter, our bread of life, our very sustenance, all of which is gifted to us by a loving Father who touches us by the power of the Holy Spirit. I don't know about you. I'm ready for some fresh air. Not just the fresh air I've gotten on this little walk around the church, but the kind of fresh air that only God himself can bring. So if you're ready, let's go. And let's get started on this journey together.